Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and in today's video we'll be doing My Mother at 66 poem by Kamla Das, which is a part of your CBSE class 12 English curriculum, and it's in your Flamingo book, and we'll be doing it in one shot. And I assure you, if you watch this video till the end, this will be the only video you'll need to watch to understand the poem My Mother at 66. So let's start. Now these are images from my textbook, and I have made notes in school, in class basically, so shout out to my English teacher. Now how we're going to go about it is that I'll read the poem and simultaneously maybe I'll explain what I was written and the significance of words and everything. The notes are already made, you can see them already, so let's start. My Mother at 66. About the poet, Kamla Das was born in Malabar, Kerala. She is recognized as one of India's foremost poets. Her works are known for their originality, versatility, and the indigenous flavor of the soil. Kamla Das has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the name Madhavi Kutti, in addition to 5 books of poetry. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She is a sensitive writer who captures the complex subtleties of human relationships in lyrical idiom. My Mother at 66 is an example. Now, let's start with the poem. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, dozed, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn, pale, as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. So this is a very short poem, very beautifully written by Kamla Das. Now the poet Kamla Das was driving to the Cochin airport, and maybe she had come to visit her parents, and now she's driving to the Cochin airport, from where she'll take a flight to her home. And now they're on the way to the airport, and her mother is sitting beside her in the car, and she has dozed off with her mouth open. And Kamla Das compares her face, her dull face, to that of a corpse, that is like a dead body. And these lines here basically, her face ashen like that of a corpse, here is a simile. And then she further writes, she realized with pain that she was as old as she looks, but she put that thought away soon. She got rid of that thought, and she looked out of her window where she saw young trees sprinting. Now young trees sprinting, this is an imagery, basically a visual imagery, and it is also personification. Young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling. Merry children spilling here is metaphor, out of their homes. And now you see there's a contrast. The scene inside the car of her mother sitting beside her, her dull face, which she compared to that of a corpse. It's dull, gloomy, but when she looked outside, it's a contrasting scene where she sees young trees sprinting, and merry children spilling out of their houses. And when they reached the airport, with their security check being done and everything, they were standing a few yards away now. And she looked again at her mother, again worn and pale again, that means dull, as the late winter's moon. And this is again simile. We'll be doing this, I'll be explaining this to you, what a late winter's moon means and all of that. And felt that old familiar ache. So maybe, so she has experienced this similar pain before, her childhood's fear. But all she said was, "See you soon, Amma." What does this symbolize? See you soon, Amma. It shows hope and reassurance that they will meet again. Even though now she has realized, when she looked at her mother, she realized with pain that her mother has grown so old, and their parents, generally how it is, your parents bring you up, but you move out of the house for work and for other reasons, and you completely forget that even your parents are growing old. So that sudden realization struck her, and it ached her heart to see her mother like that, to see her mother grow old, to realize that. And all she could say right now, all she could do was give her hope and reassurance by smiling and saying, "See you soon, Amma." And all I did was smile and smile and smile is basically repetition here. And it is a fake smile that she's putting on her face right now. You know already, when she expressed her fear of childhood fear of losing her, basically. So it's a fake smile that she puts up to give her mother hope and reassurance, to hide that fear of her. So there are three main feelings here. First is pain to see her mother grow old. Then second is fear of losing her, fear of separation from her mother. Third is guilt to not have spent enough time with her. So this is the entire poem. Now, three main questions that my teacher actually told us are very important in the case of this poem. Three main questions, basically. Very short poem, so very easy. First is two comparisons and reasons. Comparisons, the scene in the car and then outside the car. In the car, gloomy and dull and everything, and outside the car, it's nice and full of life. You see young trees sprinting. That. Then second, contrast of old age and youth, again inside and outside of the car. Third is significance of the parting words and the smile. The parting words, "See you soon, Amma," that one, and the smile, the fake smile that she put on. So that. Also, notice that the whole poem here is in a single sentence. It's only punctuated by commas. You see, there are no full stops in between, there are only commas. So it indicates a single thread of thought interspersed with the observations of the real world around, and the way these are connected to the main idea. So it's a single sentence narrative, because it's a complete thought process, one thought leading to another and so on. So yes, it's a single sentence narrative. Now let's have a quick look at the literary devices that have been used in the poem. First is simile. The first example of simile is when the poet writes, "Her face ashen like that of a corpse." Second, "worn and pale as late winter's moon." Don't worry, I'll be explaining this phrase "late winter's moon" to you later in the questions that are to come. Second literary device that has been used in the poem is personification, when the poet writes trees. Sorry, it's I misspelled this. It's TREES. So trees printing. Then we have metaphor, merry children spilling. Contrast, the image of happy children outside and the contrast with her old mother inside the car. Then repetition, when she writes smile and smile and smile. Alliteration, my mother beside me. The word M, the sound M is being repeated here, so alliteration. Symbols, so trees printing is symbolic of action in life. Merry children is symbolic of youth, vigor, vitality, life and growth. And winter's moon here is symbolic of decay. Okay. Now questions. So the first question here is, so basically you will be given a short extract from the poem, and then you will have to answer the questions that follow. And these days the pattern has changed, so they give you MCQs now. So let's see. First, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. First question says, identify the poet of above stanza. So you know the poet here is Kamla Das. Then what is the tone of the poet? You'll have to look at all the options here: pensive, helpless, sorrowful, happy, contented, satisfied, carefree, satisfied, joyous, pensive, careless, sorrowful. So you could eliminate all options and you'll end up choosing option A, because that's the most relatable, the most suitable for this. So pensive, helpless, and sorrowful is the answer. Third, which poetic device has been used in her face ashen like that of a corpse? So that is simile. How would you know that this is a simile? Whenever the words as or like are used, like whenever comparisons are being made, so that is simile. Where was the poet going to? She was going to the Cochin airport from her parents' home. In which line of the above stanza has metaphor been used? This could be asked, so you need to know metaphor has been used when she says merry children spilling and not young trees sprinting. I'm sorry. So the answer here will not be young trees sprinting, it will be merry children spilling. Okay, so please correct that. In what state is the mother now? When the poet looks at her mother, how is she looking right now? She is looking aged, pale, without vigor, and sort of lifeless, very dull, gloomy. Now the second one. But after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. First question says, winter's moon is a reference to the mother's old age. Not the color of her skin, not the color of her skin, not the illness, not her young age, of course, cannot be the answer here. So here the answer will be old age. Second question says, what was the expression on the poet's face? Very clear here, it's been mentioned already, smile and smile and smile. So it was a smiling face. Many many students here would also choose the D option, but it's not the correct, it's not the most appropriate answer in this case. It's not it's a fake smile. It's not that she's smiling from her heart and that she wants to smile, but this is a fake smile. But right now the expression is actually that you can see is her smiling face. So the option here will be B option, smiling face. Third, choose the option that appropriately describes the relationship between the two statements given below. Statement 1 says the poet knows her mother has aged. Second statement is the poet feels the pain of separation. So here the options have been given: beginning, ending, question, answer, cause, effect, introduction, conclusion. So yes, the cause is, yes, the poet knows that her mother has aged, and the effect of this, the effect of her knowing that her mother has aged is now that she feels the pain of separation. So the answer here will be cause and effect. Fourth question says, which poetic device has been used in smile and smile and smile? You know that the answer is repetition. Fifth, I looked again at her. Why did the poet look at her mother again now? To bid her goodbye, to look at her before she was leaving for Cochin, to reassure her that they will meet again, she will see her again. Sixth question, what does sprinting trees signify? Youth, vigor, vivacity, contrast with old age and decay. Simple. Now third question. Third is, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. First question, choose option that best applies to the given extract. A, it's a conversation. B, an argument. C, a piece of advice. D, a recollection. E, a suggestion. F, a strategy. None of them suit the extract appropriately than the D option. So it's a recollection. Alright, so option D will be the right answer here. Second question, choose the title that perfectly describes the condition of the poet's mother. Now this is quite random. It's not that they're asking you for the title of the poem, which is My Mother at 66. They're just asking which will best suit this without actually knowing the title, which from the given titles will suit it the best. So the given options are, You Are Only Old Once, The Gift of Years, Somewhere Towards the End, The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read. So you can eliminate the D option here very clearly. Now you're left with 3 options to choose from, and I know this can be very difficult to answer because again you have to choose the most appropriate option, and all of them seem appropriate to you at once. So but here, when she's looking at her mother's face, she that realization that has come to her is that her mother has grown old and she is nearing her end. So that is why we have chosen the C option. That is the right answer here, is somewhere towards the end. uh, Otherwise the gift of years or all of these could also suit if you think very deeply and all, but very straightforward, we'll choose the C option here. Third question, choose the option that displays the same literary device as in the given lines of the extract. Her face ashen, like, please correct this, it's her face ashen like that of a corpse. So the options are just as I had thought she appeared, and no. My thoughts were as heavy as lead that evening. See, I think I like everyone else who. D. I like to think aloud when. See, here the most suitable option clearly is the B option. It's simile and it's simile here too, so straightforward. Fourth question, she was as old as she looked. So what does this imply? It means that the mother appeared as old as her age, that she is growing, she has grown old basically. What made the poet worried? The poet's worried because of her mother who appeared like a corpse. She's lost the life on her face. It's all dull and gloomy, which made her to compare it to that of a corpse. What realization did the poet have? The poet had a painful realization that her mother was edging towards her impending death. So, because of this now theme, we also chose the option here, C option here, okay? So, yeah. Now, that's it for this video. I hope you understood my Mother at 66 poem now, and thank you so much for watching. Like and share the video and subscribe to my channel for more such content. Bye.